What's up, guys? Thomas Edwards, creator and author of the upcoming book, The One-Up Effect. Here to share with you how I've been able to thwart escapism and ultimately help me overcome my addictions. So in years past, whenever I had difficulty dealing with life, I didn't have any tools to handle the emotions. And if you've seen other videos, I've talked about it extensively. Instead of going into that, I want to talk with you about what escapism is, how it happens, and what I was able to do and how I continue to use this strategy to overcome not only escapism, but being in position to overcome my addictions. Ultimately, when I think about escapism, escapism for me is when I give up my freedom to choose. And the reason why I do that is because I don't want to deal with the emotions or the potential pain of having to make a choice. And so, while it seems like I did by running out of the house, going to a bar and drinking myself into an oblivion, that was actually an automated program that just automatically ran when I had a choice of facing my emotions or doing something else. And I did neither. I gave up that option. And I did this over time where eventually I lost myself. So what I realized is escapism is trying to replace the negative emotions, the perceived negative emotions, with a positive feeling. Now, for me back in the day, going out to hang out with my friends or going to the bar and drinking created a positive feeling. It was a positive experience. And what happens is when you start to create this cycle, it starts to develop a pattern that can lead to dependence. Just being dependent on this positive feeling. And what ends up happening is you get this positive feeling and then you're into it. And then in my case, it was positive, but it had some side effects. I was waking up hungover, going to bed late or not at all, and just being an absolute mess and just mess to everyone, including myself, and I wasn't taking care of myself. Then eventually the side effects started to take on the forefront while I was continuing to pursue that positive feeling. That positive feeling wasn't as positive anymore, but I knew what that was like and I was in total pursuit of it. And so I was still feeling hungover, my body was deteriorating, I wasn't having great relationships, but to me that didn't matter. I can get that feeling back, and so I'm willing to do what it takes to get that feeling back by going out to more bars, maybe drinking more. It was all these things, and eventually positive feelings were gone, and then I was just left with the side effects. It's feeling like crap. And so what was it that allowed me to turn a new leaf, stop escaping, stop the abuse of alcohol and substances? And it was really addressing the negative emotion, the perceived negative emotion. And I keep saying perceived because at that time, it was just my mind, my ego, constantly trying to create these programs that would avoid the truth, which was I wasn't equipped to manage the emotional roller coaster that is life. With all these responsibilities that I chose to take on, I couldn't handle the emotional ride. And because I couldn't handle the emotional ride, to me, that was a downer, that was a negative. And so I then looked outside of myself in pursuit of a positive feeling, and that started the cycle. So when I decided to address the emotion, which was, I don't know how to handle this, I don't know how to talk about this, I don't know how to be with my feelings, I then was able to figure out what the solutions were that could help me facilitate those three things, whether it was seeking therapy, talking to someone else, hiring a coach, taking care of my body, removing those environments, removing those substances from my life. Once I was able to address the negative feeling and why I was feeling that way, it immediately opened the possibilities for various solutions that allowed me to test Not every solution is going to work, but to test whatever solution and find what works for me. And ultimately, now close to 3 years later, being sober and being able to change my life, this idea of escapism doesn't really exist in my life anymore, because ultimately when I am feeling negative or frustration, the whatever emotion I'm feeling, if it's feeling perceived as negative, my program is immediately to start looking into myself and seeing what's really going on. I no longer look outside of myself, I always look within. And so if you're someone who's struggling with escapism, even if it's not into substances, ask yourself, what is the negative emotion? What is it? Where is it coming from? And can it be addressed? And of course, most importantly, the thing that I want you guys to understand too is that I couldn't have done this by myself. I was not equipped to manage this by myself. And so if you're someone who's struggling and you feel alone, be sure to reach out to someone, anyone who's willing to listen, whether it's a professional or someone who is close to you. Having it shared outside of yourself so someone else can be there, you have no idea the healing that can happen before anything else happens afterwards. And so please, please, please reach out, get help, get support. It's out there, as it was for me, and I can promise you it will change your life. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. Comment, let me know what you think about that, the idea of escapism. Let me know what kind of support you might need. If you want to see more videos like this, comment and subscribe. Let me know. Hit that bell, get notified when I put out videos like this, which happen almost every single day. And if you know someone who could use these words, share this video with them. And of course, if you're really struggling, be sure to reach out to someone. There are numbers, there are people who are waiting for your call and your message so they can support and love you. So just know that you're never, ever, ever alone. And there's always a solution that happens that's right here available to you. So if you want to learn more about happiness, success, my story, the 1UP methodology, or if you want to pre-order a copy of my book, 1UP Effect, you can go to the1upeffect.com. Thanks so much, guys. Together, you and I can make life a game that we can win and have fun playing. And until then, I'll see you guys with the next video.